What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel with On 3 today on the Hard Count. What are some key ingredients for Caleb Williams' success at USC? Welcome into the Hard Count, the people show for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here on a daily basis. Nick Brake does the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show by subscribing to the channel. We're not going to ask for anything more. It's free. It helps us. I believe it helps you. The party rolls on. So Caleb Williams made headlines when he decided to follow his former head coach in Lincoln Riley to USC, which I guess would make him still his current head coach. They both go from Oklahoma, land in LAX, and they're ready to get the thing on and popping. Now, Caleb Williams flashed last year coming in against Texas and putting up video game numbers the rest of the year. There's a couple of things, though, that I'm watching for him to ultimately reach his potential in 2022. Because when you talk about Caleb Williams, talent, physical gifts, physical attributes, none of that will ever be a question for this guy. Like, God just spilled an extra glass of talent when he made Caleb Williams. He's that good. Now, you can have all the talent in the world, but there's some things that I believe need to fall into place for him to, like I said, reach what he's capable of reaching in 2022. And the first piece of this is I think he needs to take the next step as a quarterback. Because for all his physical gifts, for all of the things that he's just blessed with that you can't coach up, there were times last year, especially against elite defenses or maybe elite scheme defenses, where he kind of looked like a true freshman, which it's okay. He was a true freshman. He was still moving into his dorm and figuring out what it was like to go to college classes. But I need to see him take the next step as a quarterback. Because against Baylor, against Oklahoma State, there were times where he would run around and it really looked like he didn't necessarily know what he was processing when he was looking at the defense. So taking that next step in terms of the film study, taking that next step in terms of getting from his second read to his third read, and not just taking off and running and relying on his just sick athleticism. That's, I think, something that needs to be a factor for him moving forward because he's got so many weapons. There are so many guys that need to touch the football on this offense. If he doesn't do a good job progressing as a quarterback and they don't see the ball because of that, USC is not going to be able to reach what they're capable of reaching in 2022, and the same goes for Caleb Williams. Now, in addition to that, I think, like I said with Quinn Ewers talking about Texas, I think Caleb Williams needs some help from his defense. Because a season ago, they gave up 32 points a game. Now, they've retooled that defense via the transfer portal. They have a new defensive coordinator in Alex Grinch. The Grinch that stole Christmas is now coaching the defense. But I want to see how much they can hold up their end of the bargain. Because as a quarterback, taking the field and knowing that you have to score every single drive for your team to win is a lot of pressure. And that's one of the issues that I saw with Caleb Williams a year ago was he felt like he had to make every single play. And to be able to walk onto the field and know that, okay, if we punt here, we're not going to lose this game. If we punt here, that might be the best thing for our offense. We can pin them deep, give the defense a chance, and we can still be in this football game. If he feels like he's got to score every single time they get the rock, then you start to press. You start to play outside of yourself. You're not sticking to the script. And so for the defense to be able to take that pressure off Caleb Williams, I think is going to ultimately be crucial to his maturation and to this offense's success, ultimately USC's success. So that's point number 2. Finally, it's been no secret that USC was a big-time player when it came to the transfer portal. Like, you name it, they probably got them in L.A. Jordan Addison, Blitnikoff Award winner. Travis Dye, over 1,000-yard rusher. Mario Williams followed him from Oklahoma. There are so many guys they got via the portal. And so that's great. Like I said, talent is never a bad thing. But to be able to put these pieces together, that's what I'm watching. Because they have a lot of key guys at key positions. Guys that you can't really just throw out there and have it work day one. Can all these transfers gel? Especially at the quarterback and receiver position. Can Brendan Rice and Caleb Williams get on the same page? Can Travis Dye get on the same page? Can they all sync up? Because a lot of people are watching this hoping for this to fail. You know it, I know it, people in LA know it. Because the assumption is for a lot of these guys, hey, they're just in LA because of the NIL money. That's it. They're there to get their bag, to get theirs. They're there to help themselves and themselves alone. That's it. And so how awesome would it be for this group of transfers to say, nope, we're still here to win games. And for them to gel, to get on the same page, and to figure it out early. That's extremely important. In addition to that, I think we've got to look at the spotlight for these transfers. It's going to be different. The spotlight is bright in LA. We have said it before. There is perhaps no brighter lights than the LA Coliseum. And being on Hollywood Boulevard. Okay, that is different pressure when it comes to college football. Look at where some of these guys came from. Brendan Rice from Colorado. Travis Dye from Oregon. Jordan Addison at Pitt. All phenomenal players in their own right, but this is a new kind of fishbowl for them. Like, there is a different kind of magnifying glass on you at USC. And so I say all this to say, for Caleb Williams, you got to be the thermostat. You got to be the one that sets the tempo, that sets the example and the standard for how you handle that. Because like I said, no pressure, no diamonds, right? And so there is no shortage of pressure for these guys at USC. But for Caleb Williams to lead by example, to have the cool hand, to be the calming presence, and to show them how to handle that, because as Caleb Williams goes, the rest of this offense will go. That's just as much on the field as it is off the field. So for him to be the thermostat, to make sure everybody's running cool, we're not going to panic, we're not going to get overwhelmed by all the things that are coming our way that have nothing to do with football. When things don't go well, I'll handle it. It's going to be all right. It's on me. It's on me as the quarterback. Steady the ship. That's crucial. And that's a mark of all great teams, even more so the mark of all great quarterbacks and great leaders. I want to see that. I need to see that from Caleb Williams to reach his ceiling and break through it in 2022. So that's it for us here on The Hard Count. We appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We want you along for the ride. Almost at 10,000 subscribers. That is in all part due to y'all. So thank you. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.